Alright, so this is part 4, 18 of world history. So I'm going to continue 1868. And before I continue, like, follow, share, and go watch part 1, 2, and 3. This is part 4, so it all makes sense. 1868, Arbek in the Opelvat of Bavaria. Arson destroyed 107 houses and 146 other buildings, 4 deaths. 1869, Great Fire of Whitstable in 1869. Kent, England, fed by strong winds, destroying 71 buildings. 1870s, fire in Medina, Ohio. Started in a wooden building in a barber shop, and consumed all but 2 blocks of the business district, nearly wiping out the entire town. The entire town again. 1871, fires deliberately set during the Paris Commune in May destroyed the Royal Palace of Tuileries and the Louvre Library, the Palais de Justice, the Hotel de Ville, the Gare de Lyon, and the Palais d'Orsay. Sorry if I said any of those things wrong. I can barely even talk right now because I've been talking for 30 straight minutes. 1871, strong winds fed several simultaneous fires in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Illinois on October 8th and 9th, named the Great Fires of 1871. Oh, that's crazy, because I thought that, I said, what the hell, there's a tit in my screen? But it's just the light. It's the light. That's crazy. My light on the roof came up, and it looks like a nipple. What in the hell, Ricky Bobby? It's actually called that's the kind of light. It's called like a booby light or something, because it looks like a boob. That's what the guys in the electrical trade call it. Anyways, back to part 4. So there's these strong winds fed several simultaneous fires in Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois on October 8th and 9th. Great Fires of 1871. They were burning down tons of stuff on that day. You know, this is the year before the Boston Fire. This is the same time as the Chicago Fire. The Great Chicago Fire of 1871, October 8th. Same time. What are the odds? 1871, Great Michigan Fire of 1871 was a series of simultaneous fires, the most prominent of which was the Port Huron Fire, which killed over 200 people in Port Huron, Michigan, 1871. The Urbana Fire destroyed central Urbana, Illinois on October 9th. Fires here, fires there, fires everywhere. Don't make any sense at all that suddenly there's all these places burned down on the same day in different states. And, you know, when you put it in context with everything else, it doesn't make sense. It's just, none of it makes any sense. And people just believe it because people aren't getting a lesson like this. You know, you're not going to learn this in school. The school teacher is never going to teach you all this. Because if the school teacher teaches you all this, you're going to say, wait a minute, that doesn't really make that much sense. How? Or they might teach you about one. They might teach you about one here and then one there, but not ever all in one. You know, with the thought that, like, hey, think about this. Critical think. 1872, Great Fire of Boston destroyed 776 buildings and killed at least 20 people. Like, what? 1874, Chicago Fire of 1874, July 14th, was in some respects very similar to the 1871 fire, another fire in Chicago, but was stopped by a new fireproof wall. It destroyed 812 structures and killed 20 people. It was stopped by a new fireproof wall, but it still destroyed 812 structures. Whew! You know, but all these places are places with this ancient architecture. 1875, Great Whiskey Fire, Dublin. 18th of June, killed 13 people and destroyed a malt house, a bonded warehouse, houses and tannery in Mill Street and Chambers Street. 1877, Paris, Texas, the first of 3 fires that destroyed much of the town. 1877, this is St. Brunswick Fire. St. John, New Brunswick Fire destroyed 1,600 buildings. Wow. Lots of buildings. And we still have thousands of buildings. But you see how many are destroyed now. 1879, Hakkodate fire, Hakkodate, Hokkaido, Japan, caused 67 fatalities, 20,000 homeless. 1879, a large fire nearly destroyed the town of Deadwood, South Dakota, destroying at least 300 buildings and killing one? So you destroyed 300 buildings and you killed one person. So is there even people here? So did they do this before the people even went there? They just said one person died just to have a casualty? I mean, if you destroy 300 buildings in any city in the world, how many people are going to pass on? Way more than one. 1880s. On the 25th of September, another fire took place, destroying most of the older civil records. Wow, that's interesting. Another fire took place, destroying most of the older civil records. Births, baptisms, marriages of the Ponce, Puerto Rico parish. So they're destroying records also because they want to erase history. 1881, the Great Ryogoku Fire and Hisamatsuso Fire occurred in January and February, respectively, destroying over 20,000 homes in total in Tokyo, Japan. Yes, Japan also. Across the entire world. Ancient structures, ancient architecture, ancient technology that you can see, and the foundations of the cities. All ancient. Underground sewers, underground tunnels, the infrastructure of everything was already here. It was founded. Destroyed everything, got out whatever remaining people they needed to get out if they were here, and they started over. Started fresh. You know? They created the Fed soon after. Started printing their own money. Making people pay taxes on income taxes, state taxes, federal taxes. Maybe it was just federal taxes at first. I'd have to look more into it. Like I said, I'm not an expert, but I do like to look into things and research things. And anything that you have that you think is important, leave a comment. You know, information is power. Knowledge is power. Seek and ye shall find. See, I can't even talk. I've been talking so long. Knowledge is power. Seek and ye shall find. The truth shall set you free. And that's John 8:32. The truth. Then you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. 1881, Thumb Fire in Michigan burned over 1 million acres during a drought. 282 killed. 1882, the exhibition building constructed to house the Sydney International Exhibition in 1879 in Sydney. Well, something happened here. Was completely destroyed by fire. I mean, it's taken so long because there's so much. There's so much. I think I made myself too big. Can I make myself smaller? Why do I look so big now? I'm taking up the whole thing now. Oh, okay, I see. I can make myself bigger. I can make myself smaller. Alright. That's good to know. 1882. It was completely destroyed by fire, designed by James Barnett and constructed by John Young at a cost of £191,800 in only 8 months. Only 8 months. I'm sure it was a magnificent building. And 1883, in mid-August, a great fire broke out in some place that I can't pronounce, destroying the Royal Palace and 1,600 buildings, many housing gunpowder. 1886, a fire in Calgary, Alberta. 1886, Great Vancouver Fire, Vancouver, British Columbia. 1888, Sundsvall Fire of 1888, Sweden, left 9,000 homeless. 1889, Great Seattle Fire, Washington, destroyed Central Business District. 1889, Great Spokane Fire, Washington, destroyed Downtown Commercial District. 1889, Great Ellensburg Fire, Washington, resulted in the city's bid to become the state capital, ending in fail. 1889, Great Bakersfield Fire of 1889. And the list goes on. I probably have a few more parts to do because the list is so long of these fires that are ridiculous. So, that's part 4. On to part 5.